public comment. I'm going to just do a short read. Yep. Granby community engagement and attendance at Board of Ed public meetings is welcomed. The public comment segment of the meeting agenda is set aside so the Board of Education may receive public comments. Procedurally, public remarks will be limited to about 5 minutes, and citizens will be asked to identify themselves. Because the Board of Education is limited by the Freedom of Information Act to discussing only matters on the agenda, the Board of Education is not permitted to engage in a discussion of the comments presented. All right, so we're going to start with in-house comments first. I would suggest anyone on the call, which doesn't look like there is, but if there is and I don't see them, just get yourself into the queue so we don't miss you when we move over to Zoom.
Good evening. My name is Mike Marenko. I'm going to start with a letter from a parent who couldn't be here tonight, couldn't be online either, so they wrote something briefly they asked me to read. When we decided to move back to Granby, everyone raved about Granby Public Schools. We did at first too. Now we are looking into other schools for our daughter to attend. I don't think that this is a reputation Granby wants to have, children leaving. It seems the staff and board talk a good game on how you care for our children. I'm sure most of you were parents yourselves, and in our shoes. There's one child we had to deal with from the beginning of the year. The child's behavior has also led to incidents Friday night at the dance. This is ridiculous. Aren't you concerned about all the other students in the school who have to deal with his mental and emotional taunts? He is racist, calling kids the N-word, telling kids to go back to the country they came from, telling kids he hopes their family dies a horrible death. He's slapping girls on the backside and in the chest and arms, telling girls they are worthless and useless, weak and stupid. Pushing kids in the hallway for no reason, stairs, lunchroom. He has admitted to some of these actions. Others have been caught on camera. I know this because I have already dealt with this said student and the school. How much more can these kids take? The verbal, physical, emotional taunts from one child. That's from the parent who couldn't be here tonight. Now for me, I don't know if you guys know what happened Friday night at the dance, but one student was going around saying racial slurs to students. Once again, telling them to go back home, calling them the N-word. Supposedly this happened in front of administrators and, from what I was told, in front of the new vice principal. Was there for several incidences and didn't step in, didn't do anything. I want to know why these administrators aren't stepping in and handling this situation when it's happening in front of them. And kids are telling them about it, and they're just not doing anything. And this led to, my understanding, is after the dance, a couple kids decided to chase the kid. You know, this isn't the first time the kid's been in altercations at the school because he likes using racial slurs to people. He's been in physical altercations with other kids before. Not once, not twice. I can't count it on my hands how many times, from what I've heard. I guess an adult was on school grounds picking him up and threatened to physically hurt students who were at the dance. My understanding is the same adult also threatened to come back and shoot people. I understand it's been turned over to Granby Police and they are handling the matter, but this is what I heard. I heard physical altercation Friday night when I picked the girls up from the dance. And there were several of them who all had the same story about this said adult threatening violence to kids at a dance on school property. Once again, Monday, I spoke to Ms. Burke about it. Monday morning, I was told there would be a mass email sent out to parents notifying parents of what happened. No email was sent out, no notifications to any parents. I spoke to several parents. A couple of them didn't know about it, a couple of them did. I want to know why the school is trying to hide this. Why are you trying to hide issues that are going on at the school? Once again, this is the same student who goes on his tablet and computer and plays video games during class, disrupts class. My understanding is now the school has turned YouTube on the school tablets or Chromebooks, whatever they are. So now kids can go on and watch YouTube on their Chromebooks. I mean, I don't know when we went away from pen and paper. My daughter's math book's been sitting on her bookshelf in her room for months. She says they do everything online. These kids don't put pen and paper, pencil and paper together anymore. Everything's done on the computer. They wouldn't know how to do it longhand if they had to. And lastly, I'd like to bring up the handbook. I think there needs to be clear punishment, consequences for actions. Dress code. If you don't dress right, you know, what's going to happen the first, second, and third time? You know, there should be set
over 5 minutes.
There should be set punishments for actions. You know, I mean, the girls on Friday night, half of them were holding their dresses down.
Sir, thank you.
I'll finish next meeting. Thank you.
We're going to move on to, so our student representatives couldn't be here
They
tonight.
cannot be here tonight. Is there anybody else who has comment?
Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry, I moved on too fast. I'm a substitute. Any other comments in the room?